Taking a look at Polkadot here, dot, you can see it has not done much recently. Last couple weeks-ish, it's been just pretty flat in this area. I think I looked at this maybe a week ago or so, I'm not sure, but was looking for this retracement. So I mean, it's still possible. You can see this huge wick dip down and hasn't been able to break below here. I'm actually going to clean up this zone here and just see kind of what we're working with as far as recent daily structure. So this is our area of liquidity so far. Really anything below like 442 kind of thing seems to be getting bought up, but it hasn't broken upwards yet. So, and we don't know if it will. You can see that on this 4-hour time frame, it's still way below the moving average, but price has pulled up here, pulled back, and is now pulling up again. So we'll see if price breaks this area here. This is this will tell us pretty much everything we need to know. If price breaks this area, then ideally if it breaks and then retests the area on the downside, then we're probably looking for an upward move back up to, somewhere to this 50% range. So here we'll just tidy this up a bit, move this over. Again, this will probably be a next month play. I just don't see much happening for the rest of this month, for August here. But yeah, first target is between 50% and 618 in this little area here, right at $5. I think it's very, very reasonable. Price likes whole numbers, so that's where I'm going to. And I mean, because price is having a tough time, I mean, it's pretty stagnant though. And if you look at this, from a pure technical standpoint, these wicks did get lower and lower and lower, but at the same time they're closing way above this 4.4 area. So I mean, there's no real bull momentum yet in this, obviously, but you can see it could possibly be forming. You got these higher lows, and then potentially a higher high here if price breaks this area. This is the 4-hour, but if you drop it down to these smaller time frames, you can see structure like above the 30-minute moving average here, crossed above the 1-hour moving average here, quite a bit above the 15 minutes. So I mean, based on that, like, I think once price crosses over this 4-hour moving average, which it's still so far away, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it would be a good buy once price crosses over this 4-hour moving average, but I mean, that's going to be so long, and like by then all of our questions will already be answered, so depending on that is kind of irrelevant. But yeah, so I'm just basically waiting for price to break this area between 451 and 456 kind of thing. I would keep it on a 4-hour though. Let's just see here. This kind of just is this will be the most accurate. So yeah, you need price to break this area. Could even actually tone this down to these most recent wicks, this little area here. Yeah, let price break this. They'll even tone it down a little bit. So it's something like this, and then yeah, as long as we get that bull structure, like I said, higher highs, higher lows. So we need price to break this, pull back a little bit, set those new lows in, create this support. Ideally it would be a support zone like in here, so price would come down, retouch this big zone, but then create its own new liquidity area down here, and then boom. There's even the option that, and this is very common with price, so if price, let's delete this for now. So if price comes up here, let's say it breaks this zone, it overshoots it, then it pulls back. It might not pull back to this zone. It might start creating its own liquidity zone right above it. And then that would tell us that also, okay, so this is bullish. It wants to be bought. The bulls are buying it before it even gets down to its most recent liquidity zone. It's creating a new liquidity zone right here. And then you look for a buy position in this all the way back up. So got to be patient. I would say give it at least the rest of the month here. We got, let's see, it's August 26th, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more trading days, and then as well as the rest of today for this to close. And then yeah, looking for a buy position. I think there's a ton of support here. Obviously, you can see this zone here, drag it across. This area's been respected a lot, so I'm actually going to put this in here. Just the 4.4, I think. It's been very, very respectful. Oops, come on. price has been respecting it. So if it respects it, so do I. That's kind of how I look at it. I'm a slave to price. But I also don't chase price. So if we don't get the structure we want, if we don't get the prices we want, then I don't take trades. That's kind of how I work. So that is Polkadot .USD. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.